is an absolute idiot on American television called Joy Reid, loved by the lefties, in part because she says the dumbest things on that Twitter has to say and puts them on TV. How's this for a hot take about Ukraine?
The coverage of Ukraine has revealed a pretty radical disparity in how human Ukrainians look and feel to Western media compared to their browner and blacker counterparts. Okay, let's face it. The world is paying attention because this is happening in Europe. If this was happening anywhere else, would we see the same outpouring of support and compassion? Well, we don't need to ask ourselves if the international response would be the same if Russia unleashed their horror on a country that wasn't white and largely Christian.
Seriously, Mark? That's the bullshit that goes through somebody's head. Apart from the humanity, Ukraine matters because it's the buffer between NATO nations and Russia. Russia and NATO nations going to war is World War III.
Well, it's a pretty sick perspective on the tragedy of the Russian invasion. And it's got nothing to do with skin colour over there. But, Paul, I can only assume this sickness, and we heard something similar from Whoopi Goldberg recently, it's a product of people swallowing critical race theory, where they believe that only white people can be racist, only black people can be discriminated against, and every single thing that happens. In Whoopi Goldberg's case, she said it was the Jews in the Holocaust were only worried about that because they were white. And now the argument that we're only worried about the Ukraine because the people there are mostly white. You know, this is the false lens, the false filter, the mental sickness of critical race theory and seeing the world through skin colour, when I would work on the pretty safe assumption, or any intelligent person looking at the situation in the Ukraine the last couple of weeks, the last thing you'd ever think about is skin colour. Yeah, it just would not cross your mind. I'm sure it hasn't crossed my mind, hasn't crossed yours, hasn't crossed Corey's. You know, these people are bordering on insanity for saying it.